high. Healthy food should not be that high. You know, like it shouldn't be so expensive to buy organic food. You know, like you should be able to grow it.
I want to help I want to help decentralize the
Food production.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Yeah,
that's such a great idea. Yeah.
I've had this concept for a while, and I think I'm really gonna try to attack it this year, hopefully, or the coming up year. But I need more money. Okay, so let me spit it out. I've never really put it out because I was always kind of, and I haven't thought about it in a while. So I had it really like down in my head. But basically, my idea was like starting a company that's kind of like and it would actually include landscaping. So like I'll come and mow your lawn and cut your trees and all that shit, because all that stuff is usually a waste, like the grass and the trees and stuff. But you can actually use it as a byproduct in creating more soil. Like you could add to it's a closed loop system. So like when you really get into it, it's more about a closed loop system of farming. And then you bring in the decentralized farming idea, as far as like, all right, you have a little plot of land in your backyard that's not used, but you want to have, it'd be like a program. I haven't really ironed it out in my head, but say, you grow this and then someone else grows this, but I would have the company and I would have workers that would come and mow your lawn and then garden your shit too. So they would, you know, take care of the crops. If you don't have time to do it, or you don't have the know-how, but you have the little tiny space, but then you're part of a collective. So like you grow a bunch of cilantro, and then, you know, you take your part of it, and then you give the rest away to the rest of the people, and then they you know, like it's a pool of food. Everyone pulls together.
That's really fucking cool.
Yeah. But then, like I said, if you're not real, but also like we could teach you how to grow if you're interested in that and have the time. But if you don't, we just want to use your land, and then you're kind of part of the club, and you get part of the benefits of it and shit like that. And like I said, it can include landscaping too, which would be a double thing because everyone needs their landscaping done. But then we could further it and create a food supply. And like I said, you can take branches and lawn clippings, and teach people how to like compost and stuff with like old food scraps and stuff like that. And then what we'd be doing, I want to have a big yard though, like a part of it, the heart of it really is like a soil company. Cause like the heart of growing to me is like the soil and the biology, soil biology. So you have to have like if you had that's kind of the only part that would be centralized about it, but like a big soil company, and it's like already good with microbiology, so you could inoculate your other places. Like if I start up your house and you're new, like, all right, we'll bring all our soil that we've been pumping up with all this microlife, we'll bring it over and inoculate your space and build up your soil, because it's all about building up the soil too. So that's part of it. And like I said, we could take the lawn clippings and compost it, and I don't know, just have workshops, or like say we have a big harvest, like you could participate. Like if we had a bunch of work to do at my house, like people would come over and say barbecue, and then you go, that means now I owe a day to go help someone else, because everyone came over and helped me. Now I owe a day at your house, or I don't know, something like that, where it's like a collective.
That could be on a ledger for sure.
Yeah,
that could be on a blockchain.
See,
yeah.
So
because dude, I can totally see how that can unfold. Because people can sign up for this service. They can either grow it themselves or have other people come and grow it. And it'll just be, everything will be on record. It's like, yo, cilantro over there, fucking whatever over there.
See, I haven't even really thought about applying the blockchain to it, but like,
so everybody knows what's being grown in the local area.
Yeah,
you know,
we gotta talk to a developer, because I thought about like Instagram and creating like a page where everyone's kind of on point, but implementing blockchain into it would make it a lot more efficient and precise.
Yeah, and then you know the growing cycle of all of the crops. You know how much it's gonna be on the market, and then you can establish a fair market value either in USD or by comparison of the goods themselves, or through a coin that's being used on the network, whatever. So, some brilliant person is gonna have to do that, because I know cilantro costs a little bit more than green onions, you know? Like, so we gotta figure out, like, you know, how am I gonna trade 2 ounces of cilantro for however much green onions I'm supposed to get, you know?
Yeah.
So that has to be figured out, but I'm sure that can be figured out. Like,
Yeah.
that's no big issue for a computer,
Yeah.
you know?
But yeah, the general concept of it, I think, is a dope ass concept, and I've been wanting to do it. Also, with like,
I think make the earth a greener place, man.
Definitely,
It'll
because
be really awesome.
a big part of it is just getting people interested in it, because everybody especially since last year, a lot of people during the pandemic were like, oh, we gotta grow, and they kind of fell off from there and shit. And I don't know, I just like to spread the love of it, and like I want to see people get into it and be excited more about it. And like you said, I think it would make the world more green, because if you got kids that are eating that food and going in the backyard and picking that shit and eating it, and they grow up that way,
There's so
you're
much
changing
more
the world.
in touch with where food comes from, so people
Exactly.
aren't really in a hurry to go stuff McDonald's down their face.
We became so
no bad on
detached.
McDonald's, because I like him sometimes. But we don't know the source of things, and we
Right.
don't know what is true nutrition and what is necessary in our lives. You know, like, we used to be agricultural people.
Exactly.
And I think that is something that's deep down within us.
Yep.
Because you are what you eat. You know, like, when you see people, you can guess their diet. You know? Like, yeah. But the way that we eat now can definitely be improved with your idea.
Yeah.
You know, just because, dude, you're growing tomatoes over here, your neighbor might be growing some spinach. It encourages trade and, you know,
Right.
checking
And
up on each
community.
other.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know, it's like, hey, how are your tomatoes doing?
Yeah.
You know, you could have 3 houses in a neighborhood growing tomatoes, or like one whole neighborhood, everybody grows tomatoes, another neighborhood, everybody grows spinach.
Yeah.
And, you know, like, trade happens.
And one thing I want to expand on too, just personally, is like canning and fruiting, or jarring, and like making jellies, preserving, and like drying, all these things. Because sometimes you have when you harvest, you have an abundance, and like you can't even use them all. You're like, what do I do? You're trying to give them away and shit. So that's what I want to do, especially with this. I mean, like, this uncertainty in the world of, like, who knows what's gonna happen. Like, you want to be able to have preserved goods that last a long time, so it works out. I mean, you know, if we have a bunch of shit, we just want to preserve it and save it for a long term, and let it instead of letting it just go rotten.
And definitely, when it's on a blockchain, you know how much you're gonna make, and you know what the population need is.
Yeah, it's
Right?
it's a lot
And
more
so you
open,
know-
so you could look at it
Yeah.
and see and
Isn't
take
that
inventory.
revolutionary? Fucking crazy.
We
Yeah.
gotta talk to some developers or
Seriously, I think that's a great idea. Getting our food under control, because all the farmland's being bought up.
something. That's the scary thing,
Yeah.
man.
By
People I
fucking
don't
Bill
trust.
Gates,
Bill
dog.
Gates. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
dude,
it's like,
like,
are we gonna have to bow down and eat that fucking lab created meat, or are we gonna be able to create our own? I mean, hopefully. I mean, that's my idea, is like being able to create our own food system.
Yeah.
But they might not even allow us to do that shit. You know what I mean? Like, I try not.
yeah.
I try
Yeah,
not to think
about
I
that.
do, like, yeah, you said earlier, like, I try to manifest the good.
Try to figure out
good.
how to do it instead
Yeah.
of think about ways that you can't, or why you can't. You know?
Yeah. I mean, if we have to kind of like be a part of the system, but still do that and pay taxes and shit, whatever, cool, whatever.
You have to be
know?
a pioneer in it. You know?
Yeah.
So you have to be daring to do it in the first place. Before they crack down on you, and then they crack down on you, and then you'll be like, okay, what can I do? You know, I'm like a legitimate business. I have so many users. How are you gonna force me to
Yeah.
let them all down? You know, like,
Yeah.
So
I see.
let me make it right.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah.
Like, whatever the fuck that I owe to you, it's basically like they want to regulate it further.
Yeah.
They probably don't want to do it because now it's not FDA approved if it's grown in somebody's garden, you know? So, yeah, that's another thing too. I think it would have to be a closed network, people who want to participate.
Yeah.
You know, because dude, even the FDA approved shit.
That's
is
what I was just gonna
bullshit, you know
say,
what I'm saying?
dude.
Like,
I'm like, I'd rather
they're
trust.
approving some fucked up
Oh,
stuff,
yeah,
man.
dude.
And they've been approving fucked up stuff. So,
Yeah,
like, what
they're
the hell?
so they were marketing. I don't even want to say geniuses. They're more diabolical with their shit. Like, diabolical geniuses at marketing, I guess.
Mhm.
It's just pretty much straight up lying to you about a lot of shit, but that's a whole nother subject.
What can you do, man? Besides fucking buy into it, shit.
Well, I just
you know?
love growing stuff. I know you do too, and like having your own supply is also cool.
Yeah.
But just watching shit grow is fun. But I want to get into microgreens too.
Same.
Yeah.
Same. It's super healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna try to do that and start getting something going, and then see where it goes. Just like a small thing, because I know I could do it, but then I want to try to create like a network and like a market for it.
Yeah, I think you should just start a subscription service for people who want like microgreens when they're available.
Mm-hmm.
So they have to understand the cycle, and when they're ready, you'll just have them come get it or deliver it. I don't know how that's gonna work.
A lot of people deliver to the doorstep. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
We'll
what's
see.
up.
Yeah. But yeah, growing specifically, having someone to buy the harvest is pretty crucial. You don't want to just grow shit and then find a seller or a
And then
buyer.
have to-
You want
yeah,
to find a buyer
exactly.
first, kind of, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that'll be dope.
But even if you don't find a buyer, you just eat the microgreens.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
It's all good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And actually, I'll probably be giving away a lot at first and kind of just
Building up the
get people on the
brand
hook
name, the
and that too.
reputation.
Yeah. And then word of mouth and yeah.
Yeah, sign me up.
All right, cool.
Yeah, I love
Hell yeah.
microgreens. Yeah.
What would be like cool to grow? You think?
Oh,
the
man.
salad mix, like, or
Yeah, I love like little baby kale and like baby spinach and stuff like that. If you can get them when they're super baby, it's really good.
Yeah?
And they look really cool.
yeah, they're doing like everything, like popcorn and all types of shit. So yeah, like they're also really good for you too.
Yeah.
Like they have a lot of enzymes because they're younger, so they don't really need to get their nutrients from soil. The seeds themselves are pretty packed with the nutrients, so they could allow from the seed to like the birthing stage, I guess. So they have like, I don't know, yeah, they have a lot of nutrients.
Yeah, so when it's those
and
sprouts, it's
enzymes.
probably still jam packed with nutrients.
Yeah, they say it's more highly dense in nutrients than like your normal average fucking your average vegetables or grown full matured vegetables, I guess.